Chris, was that kind of the assertiveness you were looking for from some of your older guys, AJ, Malik, Elias?
Yeah, I think so. I think probably the most impressive thing tonight is didn't start the game the way we wanted to, but give the opponent a lot of credit. I thought we had a lot of poise kind of mid-first half, separated a little bit. Lots to clean up. It's opening night. These games are very stressful, intense because you're in competition with somebody you really don't know what to expect. So a lot of this was just based on their individual players, what they did at their previous schools last year. And again, I have a lot of respect for that coach. I don't know him, but I know a good basketball team when I see it. It's a roster build. It's older. It's experienced. I think they got a lot of pieces. So we're pleased tonight to win a game at home. Expect the unexpected on night one. Thought our guys did a lot of good things.
Seems to see the floor differently than most point guards. Kind of what makes him special there, especially in the passing game?
That's just good coaching. Elias couldn't see those things till he got to Oxford. No. No, Elias knows who he is. He's a point guard that wants to get his teammates involved. He wants to set the tone defensively, and then he has the talent to do other things. So I thought he played a nice floor game tonight for his first, American college basketball game. He showed a lot of poise out there.
They have a good connection, at least especially in that passing game. Is that something you've been seeing when they're on the court together?
Yeah, not just Elias. We got some guys this year that can make passes that a lot of people can't. And so I think the big job for the bigs and the other players is to anticipate passes. Kez can really pass the ball. AJ can pass the ball as a positionless big guard. And obviously Elias, you guys saw it tonight. So, just tell those guys to expect. Anticipation is one of the biggest things in basketball that people probably don't talk about enough, but to anticipate what's going to happen next. But, if those guys do a great job making themselves available and anticipating passes, then there'll be a lot of special plays like we saw tonight.
Dia finished with 20 points. He got his 1,000th career point tonight. How would you assess his night?
He's got to rebound better. I'm not in here trying to be negative or anything, but, I thought Corey Chest and James and Gusto rebounded the ball at a high level tonight per minute played. And Dia's got to figure out a way to get more than 4 rebounds with those kind of minutes. I think he'll be the first to tell you that. So it's not breaking news. But he did play well tonight. I thought he was an inside presence on offense. We didn't have much of that last year, for example, but I thought he really did a good job tonight getting some things done in the paint. And so good game. We just got to help him. We got to figure out a way for Dia to be a better rebounder than he was tonight on the stat sheet.
Getting some run tonight, and as a true freshman, getting some real minutes in the opener. Just what did you see from him and how far he's come along in a short time?
Yeah, that's exactly my thoughts walking off the floor. I never overestimate or take for granted that when a freshman plays his first Division I college basketball game, to get in there and to play well, that's a big thing. I mean, Patton's had a really good all season. He's earned the right to be in this rotation early season. He'll have to defend that opportunity that he's getting. But yeah, when you go on, the lights are on. Good crowd tonight. It's something special about watching a freshman play his first minutes. Also, the story to me tonight, Max Smith, it's just pretty cool, man, to get him in the box score tonight and get him, scored a free throw. Did you make 2 or 1?
2.
I made 2. 2 for 2. Yeah, so Max, a lot of adversity last year with the injury and the decision to come back as a fifth-year guy. And all Max wants to do is help Ole Miss win. So that's a special, personal thing for me and really everybody on the team. Then the same thing with Deuce. Hobart's had a long journey to get to this level, junior college, Division II. For him to get out there tonight and make a play. Both those guys are in the mix. It's a long season. We have a lot of depth on this team. And so we're still trying to figure out this rotation. Everybody's going to get an opportunity at some point. It'll just be up to those guys to be ready when their name is called. But I thought that last 5 guys we had on the floor did a good job. We wanted to hold them under 60 points tonight. It's always tough at the end of the game when the refs are calling basically anything. So those guys played some pretty good defense at the end too. And then Deuce made a play on offense, and Max got fouled and made a couple free throws.
Time here, you've really created identity for having a team to just have a lot of effort and play hard on both ends. How would you evaluate your team's effort on both ends tonight, and what did you see maybe specifically from a few guys that really stood out to you in terms of energy and effort tonight?
Yeah, I think overall we came to play. We understood the opponent. We understood the opportunity. We understood what happens on opening night in college basketball. I haven't seen the scores yet, but somebody in our league and any other BCS league normally gets popped on opening night. And so really our talk for the last month has been, that's not going to be us. You know, we got to respect this game, respect the opponent. That wasn't hard to do because I think that's a good college basketball team we played tonight. But I thought the guys were dialed in. Our want to was in the right place. We just got to play a lot better. But I think every coach in the country tonight, after the first game, will say the same thing. We got a lot to clean up. But I do think our guys had the right approach to this game. We had a couple of good days of preparation. Last night's team dinner, the night before the game, it felt a little bit different than any of our team dinners to this point. So I'll give the credit to the older players, the veterans on our team. I do think the team was ready to play tonight.
The first 10 to 12 minutes of the game, it seemed like shots weren't falling, but then it kind of just clicked. What do you think was the catalyst behind that?
Well, I think early on, I thought we might have been settling a little bit too much for the jump shot. That was kind of our adjustments in the first couple timeouts, is not to settle, try to get to the bonus early, and we did. Free throw line was a friend tonight. And then I think when you start playing the game the right way, now the jump shots will start going down. So we can't always rely on outside shooting. We're going to have to rely on defense and unselfishness and trying to get to the free throw line. But the basket opened up a little bit for us tonight, which was nice to see.
The throwback at the Tad Pad game was announced pre-game, you know, but now it's the Tad Pad finale. With all went into the considerations for that, and you know, the structure of that within y'all's decision-making process.
Yeah, I really appreciate Keith and Chancellor Boyce being open to that idea when we got here. It started, number one, understanding how important that building is to Ole Miss people. And the history of the game of basketball in that arena speaks for itself. I actually coached there as the opposing coach one time, I think in an NIT kind of championship game. AK and those guys got us in overtime and ended up going to New York. Then you just think of all the greats that have played in that building, as well as the opposing teams that came in. So just thought it'd be something cool to kind of get everybody under the same umbrella. We got a lot of sneaky tradition here at Ole Miss basketball. And I think to get everybody under one umbrella, regardless of who you played for or what years you were a season ticket holder, to try to get everybody out back to the current effort. So the game's been great to us. You know, to honor Coach Evans, the first year was special. Coach Wetlick last year. And next Friday night, we'll honor Coach Barnes, one of the best coaches that really ever coached in the SEC. You know, had NCAA tournament teams here. I know he's super appreciative of coming back. He's excited, and so are we. So all the players and staff members during Coach Barnes' era here at Ole Miss have been invited back. So we just welcome everybody out. We've had a couple great crowds, our first two throwback games. And like you said, it's my understanding this will be the last basketball game ever in the event. So we're going to try to play well. We're going to try to show great respect to those who came before us. And we're really excited to get Coach Barnes and his wife back to Oxford and show them the respect and love that they deserve.
Talked about depth being important for this season. How did you see that play out overall tonight?
Well, it was nice with the four bigs and a rotation, you know, subbing two at a time. I thought all four guys did a lot of good things, so that could end up being an ally or a positive of our team this year. You know, some guys got some early game one rotational minutes, but we're still, you know, we're still a competitive team in practice. I mentioned Deuce and Max and others. Everybody's going to have an opportunity at some point if they're ready when their name is called. So I do think depth could be one of the identities of this year's team. We'll have to make sure that we all understand the unselfishness involved with that and how hard we have to play if we're going to try to play more people. But tonight we came in game one with a 10-man rotation, and I thought as the first half wore on, I thought we had some stretches in that first half when we separated because it looked like we were a little bit more fresh than the opponent.
All right, thanks, everyone.
Thanks.